just still right here. And Sinead Road is blocked off.
Residents in Northeast Santa Rosa say their neighborhood was on lockdown Sunday night for a manhunt.
There was police officers, and then coming up to my cul-de-sac, there was a helicopter that was hovering, and it was hovering for a few hours.
It began with a frantic 911 call from a neighbor in this apartment complex on Quig Drive.
We received a call from a woman in an apartment complex in our city stating that the male partner of a neighbor had come to her apartment, dropped off an infant, and said call 911 because the child's mother was hurt.
Police say that man was off-duty Sonoma County Sheriff's Deputy 44-year-old Jeremy Lyle, seen here with his canine named Rappa on the department's Instagram page.
The officers forced entry and unfortunately located a deceased female victim, 38 years old, resident of Santa Rosa, and 2 additional young children inside of the residence.
Police say the children were unharmed. The victim is Deputy Lyle's ex-partner, Mari Bonnici. She too was a sheriff's deputy employee. A short time later, police got a notification that Lyle was parked nearby at the Sonoma County Coroner's office, where he refused to surrender.
A negotiator with our negotiations team communicated on and off with Mr. Lyle until approximately 2 a.m. when unfortunately he took his own life with a single gunshot.
As bad as it gets. I can't even fathom, if the children saw that. I can't even imagine what it would be like.
Police now investigating a possible motive and any history between the couple.
At this time, we have no reports of any previous domestic violence.
The Sheriff's Department says it's now mourning the loss of 2 beloved employees and sending condolences to their families. In Santa Rosa, Cornell Bernard, ABC 7 News.
Amen. That's sad. And the reason why I played this video is because I want y'all to understand that things like this do occur, and it occurs very frequently where there's a murder-suicide. And I hate to even give this type of news because this type of news is very dark and deep. And I hate to see this. And the reason why I actually played this video is to, give, this is a message for the man, for real. Like, this is to tell you, men, sometimes it's just best to leave. And I know you're in a situation where you think that help ain't around the corner or you can't look at nobody, and that might be true. But sometimes you might have to turn to God. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might have to just breathe in, breathe out, leave. Like some people like, oh, men leave the relationship. Maybe it's best for that man to leave that relationship, even in the kids. They were like, oh, men leave women all the time. I'll be honest. Sometimes it's best for that woman that man leaves, because what goes through his mind ain't what goes through your mind. What goes through his mind is a big sense of responsibility. And if it ever comes down to a murder-suicide situation, I do firmly believe that the man should just leave. Leave the kids, leave them all, and just leave and pack up. Do your own thing, bro. Because if you feel the sense that, and of course he wasn't going to hurt the kids, right? But there are instances where they do hurt the children and the mother. They don't want nobody to survive. It's just the mom died, the kids died, and the husband. You know what I mean? So I feel like when it gets to that circumstance, it looked like a murder-suicide. I'm not sure what happened. It could be just some domestic violence, maybe some cheating, of course, involved. This is emotional action for sure, so maybe cheating involved. Everyone knows that police officers, they're actually top 5 of the most promiscuous fields, next to doctors, nurses, pilots, stuff like that. So so there could be possible, I could not be right, that there was some infidelity involved in this situation. That being said, regardless, you're not supposed to harm another human being regardless of that, right? That being said, I want to make this video for the men and just explain to y'all that sometimes, it's, like I said, it's just best to just dip. Leave everybody behind, leave everything behind, and leave. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. If you feel like you're out of pocket, that you're not in a sense where I want to be here anymore, go look for a bigger purpose. You know what I mean? You must have not found your purpose big enough. And maybe you chose the wrong person. I tell men, sometimes it's better for you to just tackle this world alone, because once emotions are involved, these are like feelings that you can't control. It's hard to love somebody, because once you love somebody, them being right or wrong, they can't be wrong to you. They're always right, even though they're wrong and you know they're wrong. That's the flaw in love. You know what I mean? You know they wrong. They know they wrong, but you have to accept it, and you do accept it because you love them so much. It's hard to turn your back on somebody you love, really love, like genuinely love, not just that fake providing for love. You know what I mean? That being said, man, at the same time, man, we have to just make sure y'all stay in that gym. Make sure you get your mental health right. Control your actions. Get rich and separate. Do what you need to do. But stuff like this, murder, suicide, that's unacceptable. First off, your emotions should not be that high where you have to do that. And I'll be honest, this is probably the only solution for the man, or jail. He knew that. He's a police officer. He's a deputy sheriff. He knows that. Sheriff. He knows that this is it. I just killed somebody, and it's life in prison now, bro. And you being a cop, you know it's going to be harder for you in jail. So you did what you had to do, right? But at the end of the day, you should have not done none of this. That's all I'm saying. So y'all check out y'all mental health, man. Go and figure out, go to and clear your mind, man. Because I know this life shit can be very stressful. I was thrown into this life shit. So shit like that for this individual could be like for me. I know people that work for Atlanta PD, and he was thrown into this life. He very successful person. He kind of like managed everything, but there's people that can't manage this. The kids all get stressful. The wife, you know, they all have a duty to, you know, you the man, so you the head of the house. So you got to make sure everything's provided for. It can be very stressful on the mental. That's why I tell men, take good breaths, go to the gym, take your anger out in the gym, come back, see how we can get rich so we can enjoy our life. Because this is another lost soul. Not only that, 2 lost souls from the same police department. There got to be a different way. There is a different way. Let's say that. You know, stay very religious, and religion can only save so much, right? But you know, look for something higher than yourself and your purpose, and that's how we gonna obtain a better future. That's how I see it. I think that's how it's gonna be. So eventually, this is how we got to do. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. If you know somebody like this or anything, you know, throw some tips in the comment section of what we should do. I think we should separate. Even if it makes you look bad that you left your kids in your family, leave. Because you know if you thought you was going to commit harm to them, just dip. Because they might not know what you would have done to them, but you know what you would have done. And since you knew that, it's time to go. For the better good. You know, sometimes, you know, something whispers in your ear and say, don't. Sometimes something whispers in your ear and say, do it. Y'all got to listen to the better voice and go with that, even if it hurts people. Sometimes you just can't swing people along. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. In this aspect, it feels bad for the family that have to deal with this, but man, we got to do better, man. Always. We always got to do better. You know, we're held to a higher standard, and we should keep that standard high. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Stay stoic. Stay strong and keep going on. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Angelo Savage. We still gonna keep moving, man. This don't stop, man. Motion until we in the ocean, G. Let's go. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section. YouTube algorithm. Make sure you like and hit that notification bell. Let's go. Peace.